let's dive into the massive and honestly pretty complex story of the global boom in renewable energy.
You've seen it, right? Solar panels and wind turbines are popping up just about everywhere, from vast deserts to your neighbor's rooftop. It feels like a real green revolution. But the big question, the one we're really digging into today, is whether this incredible pace is actually fast enough to meet our ambitious climate goals.
So first things first, let's make sure we're on the same page. When we say renewables, we're talking about energy from sources that basically don't run out. Think sunshine and wind. The whole point is to avoid the pollution that comes from burning fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. And the growth we're seeing in clean energy is absolutely staggering. So let's start with the good news because, wow, there is a lot of it. According to the International Energy Agency, the world is on track to add a mind-boggling 4,600 gigawatts of new renewable power capacity, and that's just between 2025 and 2030. That number is so huge, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. So to put that in perspective, this isn't just a little bit of growth. We're on track to literally double our entire global renewable capacity in just a few short years. It's a truly monumental shift in how we power our planet. And this green boom is overwhelmingly driven by two main technologies. Solar, specifically photovoltaics, or PV, is the undisputed heavyweight champion, making up almost 80% of this new growth. And why is that? Well, manufacturing costs have absolutely plummeted, which makes it the cheapest source of new electricity in a ton of places. Wind power comes in next, making up most of the rest. But this story isn't just about megawatts and fighting emissions. It's also about building stronger economies and healthier communities. And those benefits are very, very real. You know, this quote from the US Secretary of Energy really hits the nail on the head. This whole transition is a powerful engine for creating jobs. In 2023, clean energy jobs in the US grew more than twice as fast as the rest of the economy. So this isn't just some environmental project, it's a huge economic one. And the benefits just keep rippling outwards. Cleaner air means better public health for everyone. Less reliance on imported fossil fuels, well, that means better energy security. And creating these more decentralized power systems makes our grids more resilient and less likely to have massive failures. Okay, so we've got all this incredible progress, all these clear benefits. But, and this is a big but, there's a major challenge we have to talk about. The pace, as fast as it feels, might not be fast enough. You see, at the end of 2023, pretty much the whole world came together and set this very clear, unified target to really ramp up the fight against climate change. And that goal means we have to move even faster than we already are. And this is where the numbers really show the gap. Based on all the policies we have in place right now, the IAE figures we're on track to grow our global renewable capacity by about 2.6 times by 2030. I mean, that's amazing, but it's still short of that global pledge to triple it. There's a gap between what we promised and what we're actually doing. So what's holding us back? Well, it's a few different things. Shifting policies in big markets like the US and China make investors nervous. Getting permits for new projects can take years, creating these huge backlogs. And then there's the fundamental challenge of just modernizing our old electrical grids so they can handle all this new power. So how do we actually close that gap? How do we get from that 2.6 times increase all the way to the 3 times goal that almost 200 countries agreed to? Well, the experts have a pretty clear roadmap. First, we have to invest heavily in modernizing our grids. We also need to streamline the whole approval process to cut down those crazy long wait times. And we've got to build more flexible systems using things like battery storage and demand response, which is basically just a fancy way of rewarding people for using less energy when the grid is stressed. Now, all of this, all these steps, they're building towards a much bigger, more transformative idea. Because this isn't just about swapping out one kind of power plant for another. The ultimate vision here, something the experts at RN21 really emphasize, isn't just to add some clean energy to our old system. It's about building an entirely new economic model from the ground up, one that's centered around renewable energy. So what does a renewables-based economy even look like? Well, it means weaving clean energy into every part of our lives. Our cars, our factories, our homes, even our farms. It means prioritizing smaller, local systems that empower communities. And it's about designing our economy for long-term stability, not just for short-term profits. Ultimately, all the pieces are right here. The technology is cheaper and better than it has ever been. The economic and health benefits are undeniable. We know what the goal is, and we have a good idea of what we need to do to get there. The only question left is about our collective will and our pace. So, will we bridge that gap and move fast enough?